Evening, everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well this evening, and we'll get things started here in just a moment. This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
New York City factory footage. This week we're going to do something a little different.
Yeah.
So on Friday of last week it was New York City.
Like how we're in it, but we're not in it. Like,
Yeah, it was
hi.
New York City week,
Yeah.
and Adafruit is, I think, one of the only electronics manufacturers in Manhattan.
I think so.
I think so. And then it was also manufacturing day.
Yeah.
So all in the same day. So we said, okay, fine, we'll do a factory tour. So this is a slight speed up. This isn't exactly because I wanted to be around a little bit over a minute. So this is where we ship stuff. One of my desks, I have a desk on each floor here at Adafruit, but this is where we do a lot of the shipping and storing of things. All of this is velocity storage, so the things that we ship the most of are closest to the shipping stations, and you could see a whole bunch of Adafruit products around here. Things are a little different since we've had COVID happening in our lives, so obviously you see people wearing masks. We changed some of the layout and some different things, and we're also continually trying to maximize our space. But I wanted to do a little video, so I asked Dano, who works here in manufacturing, to run down and make a quick video, because it's really hard to do a multi-floor live broadcast, and so this is the other part of the tour that we did. And then this side, this is the other side of one of our floors. This is where we have a whole bunch of storage.
Yay, boxes of stuff.
Stuff and stuff and stuff
All
and stuff
labeled
and
and
stuff.
counted and accounted for and tracked, and
Yeah.
this is where all the backlog.
Back when we were an apartment company, our storage was in the living room and shipping was also in the
we had a
living room.
closet.
Yeah, we had a closet
Yeah.
full of boxes.
But now, we have a lot more
Yeah,
stuff.
so it definitely has that Costco feel a little bit, and you can see more of that area. Then we also did a little bit of filming of the other floor, and this is where we're at right now. So this is where we do a lot of manufacturing.
You can see the pick and place machines here. So 2 pick and place Samsung machines.
Yeah.
The inspection space station, the oven, testers for the upcoming products, the nitrogen generators. Okay, it spins around. The rework and testing benches. A lot of these we've actually spread out a lot of people. There's me, hi, hello. And then there's Phil over
Hi.
there, hi. And then we've got the hack sign, hack. And let's see what else we got. Oh, the real storage and component storage. Old oven that we keep around in case we ever need it.
And then a
More
TARDIS.
real,
I
a
think.
TARDIS. Well, we kind of saw that a
Yeah.
little bit.
Okay, so that's the
samples,
tour.
and then that's where we film. So this
That's
is
where we
this
film
is,
right here.
This is where you see us. Hello.
Yeah, that's
how
where we're sitting right
That's
now.
where we're sitting now.
Huh, that's cool.
Thanks,
I didn't
Dan.
realize it ended like that.
Ta-da.
Okay, and then I'm going to show the rest of the regular old factory footage that we do each week. So here we go.
This is K1DBC Net Control. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
watching some footage here of a factory tour of Adafruit. Pretty cool stuff going on here. Check out their YouTube channel. So with that, we will get things started here. Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, and my name is Daron. I am Net Control. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. 2 meter 145.490 uses negative 600 kilohertz, and 70 centimeter, the 448.625, uses negative 5 megahertz. So on the 2 meter, you use 144.890 to transmit, or 443.625 to transmit on 70 centimeters, respectively. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All right, you can contact us via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, elmer@w0tx.org, on groups.io /g/let-ham-learning-net, or over on YouTube if you search our club call sign W0TX or my call sign K1DBC. You can find a live stream of the net, past archives, and you're more than welcome to check in there. If anybody would like to participate in net control duties this evening, in any capacity, whether it be taking check-ins, script reading, or moderating conversation, I'm more than happy to help out. So to anyone listening this evening who is licensed with Tech Class or above and would like to and has access to Repeater, if you would like to help with the net this evening, please call now. Trying a standing position this evening. We'll see how this goes. This is K1DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha 0, Juliet Kilo, AA0JK. Good evening. With traffic? Kilo Alpha 0, Victor Bravo Alpha, no traffic.
All right, that time we had AA0JK Fred with traffic and KA0VBA Curtis. Thank you both for checking in as Elmers.
W0TX Repeater.
Again, an Elmer is just somebody who has some knowledge of something, so it comes with no strings attached, really. So if you ever want to check in with any expertise of analog or digital or whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to do so. There is no qualifications to check in as an Elmer, so I appreciate you all doing so. All other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. The suffix is the first letter after the number in your call sign. If you can, please try to use I2 phonetics as you check in for your call sign, and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo Zero Lima Papa Romeo, Lanier and Inglewood with a question.
Kilo Zero, Bravo Alpha Tango, Art and Aurora, no traffic.
November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim and Jeff Co., no traffic.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, Tom, Arvada, no traffic.
WD 0 CIB, Whiskey David 0 Charlie India Victoria, no traffic.
All right. All right, Net Control, we'd like to welcome knowledge of the following check-ins. K0 LPR Lanier with a question. K0 BAT Art. N0 EYZ Jim. K6 HJV Tom. It was really faint in there, but we had a call in there, Bob, call sign ending in golf. I don't know, but it may have been Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Bravo Golf. Bob, if that was you, it was very, very faint. I could barely read you. So, and then we had WD0 CIV Charles. If I didn't call your call sign, or you tried calling in, or that call sign with Bob, if you want to correct that, please call now.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Bravo Golf, Bob and Aurora.
All right, got you that time, Bob. Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Bravo Golf. Yeah, it was very, very quiet to begin with, but yeah, very loud and coming over the repeater just fine that time. So thank you so much. All right, one more call. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian Sweet Ridge, no traffic.
That time we had Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Whiskey Charlie Brian. Thank you so much for checking in. All right. I call it Kerchunk City out there. Let's see. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and open up check-ins to the whole alphabet. This is the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, a place to learn and give knowledge about electronics, ham radio, STEM, s.t.e.m, whatever you may be. So we'll go ahead and take all call suffixes A through Z. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so if you can for your call sign using IT Phonetics. As you do, check in with your name and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Whiskey 0, uniform, uniform, uniform. Bill, Denver.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield, no traffic.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to welcome knowledge of the following check-ins. W0, Bill, thank you so much for checking in. Appreciate you being able to make the net this evening. And K0YES, Ken, thank you all so much for checking in. Jonathan, I'll get you checked in. I have no idea why I didn't get you checked in here. All right, and I apologize. We had actually had a check-in online, KE0SUM, Jonathan. Appreciate that as well. Once more, a whole alphabet, A through Z. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood, no traffic.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to welcome the knowledge of the following check-ins.
W0TX Repeater.
N0TRP, Jim, and KF0FPI, Ron. Thank you both for checking in. It is the kind of holiday season, so not expecting too many check-ins this evening, but definitely a happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully we have good holidays, good new year, and next year brings us good tidings, good things for the future, and a better future for everyone. So you're more than welcome to check in at any given point, really, throughout the net, really. If there's any lull in the conversation, don't hesitate to jump in. I'll take official check-ins a couple times. With that, though, I'll throw it out once more. Anybody else at the moment? We're taking all call suffixes A through Z. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Papa November, Jeff in Evergreen, KF0 BPN.
All right, that time we had KF0 BPN. Jeff, thank you so much for checking in. Appreciate it. With that, though, we'll throw it over to Fred, who indicated they had traffic. Thank you so much for checking in as an Elmer. As always, Fred, the net is yours. A0JK, this is K1DBC.
Alpha Alpha Zero, Juliet Kilo. Good evening, everyone. Looks like we've got a real good turnout here this evening, and hope everybody has a good New Year's holiday here coming up. Be safe out there, and looking forward to spending some time on the air with y'all throughout the next upcoming year. But first of all, I would like to say that we really appreciate N0TRP Jim for taking the helm last week. He did an excellent job there of acting as our net control operator there. So, Jim, thank you very much. And let's see, what else have we got here that I wanted to do, make note of? We got the straight key night coming up here on the 1st. For those of you who have an interest in CW, learning CW, participating in, you're not expected to be real fast or real efficient, but if you can at least get your call letters down there for a contact, you might have some fun there playing with the activities there on straight key night. And let's see, I had one other item there that I wanted to bring up. Hold on a minute. Okay, I wanted to point out that the powers to be are again after the amateur radio family here. We just had an issue with them out in California trying to put fees on the amateur radio repeaters, and looks like they got their hands slapped that time, but it went nowhere. But they're at it again. They are going through the Forestry Service as their excuse now. They want the Forestry Service Administration to charge fees for amateur radio facilities. So keep an eye out on that, and if you're given the opportunity there to voice your opinion on there and slap this down again, please do so. It's just one more little nibble at our spectrum take over and taking our privileges away from us here. Just one small step, and they just keep after it. But let's see, what else? Okay, for those of you who are into the HF activity, it looks like our solar flux is coming up. We've got sitting at 109 right now, and activity in the sun are picking up and improving HF band conditions. Right now, 30 and 40 meters are in good condition. So get in there, start taking advantage of the uptick in band conditions. We are on the upswing, so we're looking forward to some pretty exciting times here in amateur radio. But anyhow, back to net control. This is AA0JK.
All right, AA0JK, this is, AA0JK Fred, this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. Thank you so much for that information there. Yeah, straight key night, information over on ARRL.org/straight-key.night. 24-hour event is not a contest, rather it is a day dedicated to celebrating CW heritage. Participants are encouraged to get on the air and simply make enjoyable conversational CW QSOs. Use of straight keys or bugs to send is CW's preferred. No points scored, and all all who participate are winners. So January 1st, 0100 UTC through 2359 UTC. Really, really cool information there. And yeah, thank you for so much. Again, great information. The ARL to oppose for service administrative fees. Yeah, especially for amateur radio. Let me drop here for a moment. We should somewhat be a little bit exempt from some of these rules. We aren't revenue generating. We're not these large 5G, these large wireless telecoms generating billions of dollars a year. We don't have, that's not our goal. Our goal is much different, and definitely the world is still struggling to understand who we are and what we do and the purpose that we serve. So hopefully ARL and their legal team can fight against this and make sure that there's no any additional fees proposed to the average Jane or Joe Smith operator, because yeah, that might be even more cost a barrier to entry there. And as well, you mentioned, good information over on the W0TX.org website. They just have a screenshot of it. It's from hamqsl.com, really, but a photo of the solar propagation, what bands conditions are, some of the other solar weather activity, different flux, and things like that. So really, really cool stuff. And yeah, definitely appreciate that. Yeah, definitely get out on the air, and you might find that these bands are actually worth working. So if you have a HF radio, definitely don't hesitate to try those things out if you want to. All right. Does anybody have any questions so far about anything that's been brought up so far about straight key contests, the different ARL news that was brought up, and or sort of the solar weather activity or things like that? Please call now. We will throw it over to K0LPR Linear with a question. The net is yours. Go ahead.
W0T.
Hi, this is Lanier, K0LPR. So, for some reason, I assumed everyone who is a ham is listed on QRZ.com. When I hear someone interesting talking on these various frequencies, I like to look them up on QRZ before I get on the air with them. So if they're not on QRZ, what is the alternative if you want to look them up, see their, with their call sign, see their profile, location, their license, etc.? Back to net, K0LPR.
Comment.
All right, great question there, LPR Linear. I'm sure I can bring something up. But yeah, QRZ, great information. Definitely an unofficial listing of that stuff, as you're probably kind of finding out. So yeah, Fred, A0JK, go ahead.
A0JK, and hello, Lanier. Hope you had a great holiday and have a good upcoming great New Year's. Hope to hear you throughout the upcoming year here. So back to your question here. If you go to the ARRL's main website, over on the right-hand side, under web search, go down to the next row, you'll see call sign / name search. And when you go in there, you enter their call letters in there. It'll bring up their call sign and their basic information, where they're at, etc. But if you want additional information, just go down and click on the additional information that they have available there. So just the ARRL main web page, right-hand side, under call sign and name search. And let's see, also hopefully your fan dipole made it through the wind that we had here lately. So anyhow, great to hear you in there, Lanier. AA0JK, back to net control.
Comment?
All right, thanks there, Fred, for the follow-up, A0JK. Yeah, I don't know if you have to be a ARL member actually to be listed on there or not. But with that, though, LPR, Lanier, go ahead.
Thank you, Fred. And the directions were nice and slow. I got everything down, and appreciate your response. And I wish you a happy new year to all of you. Back to net, K0LPR.
Comment?
All right, thank you so much there, K0LPR Linear. This is K1DBC. I think this may be an FCC search on the ARL site that's not actually required for you to be an ARL member for you to be a result in that search, is what it looks like. So, yeah, A0JK, Fred, go ahead.
Yes, that's what I wanted to touch on. That's FCC-based website information there, so it's not restricted just to members of the ARRL. So it's across the board. So if they care to add in additional information about their shack and what have you, they can go here on the ARRL website and add that also. Anyhow, back to net control, AA0JK.
All right, A0JK and K0LPR. Yeah, great question, great answer. Yeah, I learned a little bit there too as well. I was kind of assumed it was ARL based, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I use the Universal Licensing System, the FCC Universal Licensing System. It's the more official way, but it looks like through ARL, it's basically just the same. So very, very cool. Yeah, ARL.org. Yeah, just on the right hand side, /name search. Very cool. Yeah, so if you're not listed on QRZ, and those kind of pull from a lot of those QRZ, QSL, there's a whole bunch of them that kind of pull a little bit from different places. And but yeah, ARL.org, very cool. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I don't see anybody else indicated they had any traffic or questions for the net, but we still have plenty of time. I think at this point I'll actually just drop and read out the script to take official check-ins. So let me drop and I'll just continue here in just a moment. If you've just tuned in, my name is Daron, call sign Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. I'm Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's a general net, an on-air meeting for radio amateurs seeking help, and Elmers giving your time to help us. Just a general Q&A, very casual conversation, great place to learn about ham radio STEM topics in general. We have plenty of combined expertise and experience, so if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net this evening, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now. Once more, this is K1DBC Net Control. If you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Question.
BA with a comment.
K1DBC Net Control. We had a couple things in there. I think we had a comment, and there was somebody else in there. If you wouldn't mind, whoever mentioned they had a comment, call back with your call sign once more.
This is Kilo Alpha Zero Victor Bravo Alpha.
All right, Curtis, no problem. I'll get you here in just a second. And if there was another person trying to either check in or let us know if you have any traffic or questions, go ahead.
A0TK, yeah, Daron. I was just wondering there, what happened to your green screen there? Or is that just a big hole that you got for Christmas?
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Real quick to answer Fred's comment there on the camera here. This is the green screen in the background, and this is what it looks like when it's green screened out. So that's why when I'm on a scene like this, it looks like it's transparent. So I can't really take the effect off really too easily, but that is still the green screen in the background. At the end, I'll have to take that off. So good question there. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a little bit odd. So with that, K0VBA, Curtis, go ahead.
Thank you, Jerome. At the risk of saying things that everybody already knows, but some of what Lanier was asking leads me to wonder whether everybody's forgotten. In the olden days, ham radio was useful for meeting strangers, perfect strangers on the air. There's a CQ process for asking for making a general call to be answered by anybody. And the protocol on CQs is that the person, after the second or third transmission, each person gives their QTH, which is their town or area of operation, give their rigs, or their rig, their antenna, and all kinds of things that you might otherwise not know. Now, normally that's not done on repeaters, but depending on the repeater owner's attitude about CQs on the repeater, it may be permitted on the repeater. And anyway, it's useful for meeting perfect strangers on the air. You might be pleased with the person you meet. KA0VBA.
All right, KA0VBA. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, great comments there. Great information. Yeah, this hobby definitely is rooted in a lot of history for sure, and definitely way before the internet existed and kind of social media and what we know of that nowadays and how we see that nowadays. So, yeah, as things have progressed probably over the last 20, 30 years, some services, some things have come into fruition and have come to light, and some have faded away. And this hobby definitely is pretty niche and pretty unique in that I don't want to make the assumption, but I at least am fairly introverted, and I don't think a lot of us want to be on some of these larger social media platforms or whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's definitely just a great way to socialize and meet people. And yeah, the QRZ and all these other sites, it's just a nice extension to put a face to a name and have things there. So QSO exchanges on repeaters. You don't definitely hear really formal exchanges too much, and especially in these sort of casual conversations. But if you're listening to an official traffic net or things like that, there's definitely much more formal QSOs and conversations going on there. So yeah, good information though, VBA. All right, I also wanted to welcome Knowledge of the following check-in, KE0GPR John, checking in online. Appreciate you checking in. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I don't see anybody else indicated any traffic or questions so far for this evening, but if you have any comments, questions, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now.
Kilo Bravo 0, Papa Victor Bravo. Handle here is Ed.
Let's use our new tool here. If that was it, that was not it. I feel like I have dyslexia sometimes just hearing these call signs. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I mixed up your call sign there. I apologize. I thought I heard Kilo Alpha 0 Papa Victor Bravo, something like that. Can you call back once more? I apologize.
It's actually Kilo Bravo 0, Papa Victor Bravo.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I believe I heard Kilo Bravo 0 Papa Victor Bravo Ed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you so much for checking in. Appreciate you being on the net this evening.
Roger that. I am a member of the club, but it's my first time checking into the net.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for joining on the air here, and appreciate you being a club member and jumping in here. It's a very casual conversation. Just about electronics, ham radio, STEM, STEAM, whatever it may be. So if you ever have any questions, comments, or anything, don't hesitate to jump in. But appreciate you jumping in here this evening.
I will do that. I've been a ham for quite a long time, but never have really been active. But recently got into the Parks on the Air.
Yeah, Parks on the Air, POTA. Yeah, great excuse to just get out there and be out there in the world. It's just really nice to be out there and at the same time doing something that we love and a pretty interesting hobby. So yeah, Parks on the Air, really, really cool. And Summits on the Air, there's tons of on the air projects. So yeah, good to hear that. And yeah, we have a lot of people involved with that here in our club too. Really cool.
Can I get your call sign again and your name?
Of course, not a problem. My call sign is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie K1 DBC. And my name is Daron. The obvious spelling of it. I'll give it phonetically though. Delta Oscar Romeo Oscar November.
Nice to meet you, Daron.
Thank you so much, KB0PVB. Ed, it's great to meet you as well. Appreciate you checking in the air. And if you didn't hear, we have a YouTube presence. So if you check our, if you search YouTube for W0TX, you can find past net archives, video of things. So don't hesitate to check in on that if you want. Appreciate you being on here. And thanks for checking in.
I will check out the website, and I imagine I'll be back on the net next week.
Very cool. We'll have to count things up because it's been almost nonstop. I think this net has been going, this net and the Sunday Night Net for years and years and years. So yeah, we'll be here next week and the week after that. And appreciate it and love having new people on the air, new call signs. So very, very cool.
Thank you for the hospitality. Again, my name is Ed, KB0, Papa Victor Bravo. That's the net.
All right, KB0PVB. Thanks again. Very, very cool. All right. Definitely appreciate everyone being here this evening. I know it's a holiday time. Everyone hopefully is doing well. I know we could use some more snow here in the Colorado area. It's looking a little bit too sunny here recently, but definitely enjoying the weather as we can. So yeah, get out on the air, parks on the air. Take advantage of things as you can. With that, I'll throw it back out to the net. I probably can pass a couple things here, but it might be a bit of a shorter net. But with that, this is K1DBC Net Control. Does anybody else have any comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for the net this evening? Please call now.
Comment.
Yeah, AA0JK Fred with a comment. Go ahead.
AA0JK. Yeah, I know Mama told you all not to talk to strangers, but y'all are not strangers. We're family here, so feel free to make any comments. Also, just kind of curious about if any of you have gotten some amateur radio related presents there under the tree, or hopefully no coal in the stocking there, like your own. No, but and if you did, what are your expectations here as we go into the new year? And even if it's just equipment that you've already have there in the shack, kind of what your expectations are as we enter into the new year. Back to Net Control, AA0JK.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, AA0JK Fred, this is K1DBC Net Control. I know it's the wrong holiday, but thanks again. I know I didn't mention it, N0TRP. I know you did mention it, though, Fred. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the net last week. It's so awesome to hear new people taking net control and things like that. So, yeah, that we are family. Don't ever hesitate to jump in at any given time during these nets. It's very, very casual. And don't ever hesitate to use the repeaters more often if you want to. So, yeah, really, really cool stuff here. Really definitely appreciate everybody jumping in and doing what they can here. So, yeah, hopefully people have maybe treated yourself or you were treated to some ham radio related equipment, or maybe you have something on your wish list. So, yeah, great question there, Fred. Anybody have anything that they purchased over the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, Hanukkah, etc. holiday seasons that maybe you've acquired and maybe you want to speak about? Go ahead.
Comment, KE0SUM.
Yeah, KE0SUM, go ahead.
Hey, Drone. Actually, I was called away for a lot of this net, but Fred's comment hit me great. Yeah, I think ham radios operators are friends. I know a lot more operators by their name and call sign than I've ever met. And you have to throw out your call sign to get contacts. And I think I saw you approached ham etiquette, which is a very good topic. But Santa was nice to me. He bought me a new QRP rig. Well, I'm a masochist about QRP. But I got a brand new Zygu X6100, which actually I'm really happy with. I've gone out and it's a nice little unit. But so I had a very Merry Christmas. KE0SUM back to net.
All right, and KE0SUM, Jonathan, this is K1DBC. Yeah, really, really cool there. The Zygu X6100 HF transceiver. Yeah, we definitely go back and forth on QRP once in a while, but something like this, it's it's hard to pass up something like this. It's definitely really kind of an attractive looking radio and just a really nice portable looking operation suite there. So yeah, hopefully you'll get some good use out of that, and yeah, definitely let us know.
I will keep you posted. The one thing is it's reasonably priced for an HF radio. It doesn't do VHF, UHF, but it has a built-in tuner and SWR sweep. You could actually, in theory, probably tune your antenna pretty well with just using the SWR sweep, and then it'll tune. and it does 4-to-1 tuning, so it's not going to hurt your anything as far as that goes. But yeah, it's a little SDR radio, and so far very pleased. I'll keep you updated. KU0SUM.
Very, very cool. Yeah, moderately priced. I think hits the bell for a lot of things. Over on the twit.tv, Ham Nation, I think is what it is, or it's maybe the Amateur. I think it's the Amateur Logic TV guys. They talk about the cheap old man or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, no, this is definitely looking $600, $700 or so, and yeah, full mode HF transceiver, HF 50 megahertz. So. Yeah, you definitely could go worse, and there's a lot of feature sets to this, so it'll definitely keep you going. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB. This is nothing you'd ever seen in any radio in the past. So yeah, very, very cool stuff here.
I'll throw out one more comment about it. The software, firmware upgrade. It was super easy. I just downloaded it off of, I think it was DX Engineering site maybe. Linked it, small micro SD, and put it in the radio, and it was done in like 2 minutes. It uses a Linux format, but I really like it when you're not struggling with a firmware update.
Yeah, great point there. Firmware for embedded hardware like this, BIOS when it comes to computers. Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess around with things and end up with a paperweight essentially. And yeah, and definitely this day and age when they're upgrading things quite often and they may cause some bugs or whatnot. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in a scenario where yeah, you're definitely left with just a paperweight. So yeah, the ease of use for upgrade sounds awesome, and yeah, firmware upgrade, that's definitely a paradigm shift for most radios out there too. So it's nice that in software we can get new features and we can unlock the potential of the hardware that we have. So really, really cool stuff here. All right, thanks there to Jonathan, KE0SUM, for sharing some equipment that he's gotten over the holiday season here. I wonder if anyone else has any other equipment that they've received, or whether it's radio, ham radio, electronics, whatever it may be. If you want to let us know what you got, or whatever it may be, go ahead. I guess I did get a transceiver, but it's not the one you guys will think of. We'll see. I'll put it out to the net here. This is K1DBC Net Control. I got a new transceiver. It's not what you would traditionally think of as a ham radio transceiver, and it is not a ham radio transceiver. It's a cell phone. I got a new cell phone. So I was forced to upgrade from an old 4G Samsung cell phone to the new 5G. So yeah, it's interesting just kind of researching about the bands for 5G and kind of the interesting technology, and there's some interesting stories about actual interruption 5G. FCC is reporting with aviation nowadays. The 5G technology is fine itself, but apparently the bands that it's being deployed in is a concern for certain equipment. To help with landing and things like that. So kind of interesting on that. All right, once more, this is K1DBC Net Control. If you want to discuss anything that you've purchased or were treated to over the holiday season, let us know. Otherwise, more than welcome to bring up any other comments, questions, check-ins, or anything else for this evening's net. Please call now.
November 1, Zulu Tiger with a late check-in. Dan from Denver.
All right, and that time we had N1ZTT, November 1, Zulu Tango Tango. Dan, checking in. Thank you so much.
FPI question and comment. Back to Net.
Yeah, K0FPI, Ron, with a question or comment. Go ahead.
And number one, my question is I want to know how my signals come in. I halved my power and switched to a Yagi antenna. I want to know what the sound quality was. That was question. KF0FPI, back to Net.
Let's see if we can do this a little bit properly this time. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control, KF0FPI on the RST scale. You are perfectly readable. You are 5, I would say 9, and 9. You're sounding just fine. Yeah, go ahead.
W0TX repeater.
At the ROM, those numbers you named off, I've heard them before, and I'm not really understanding what they mean. If you could explain that to me, that would be awesome.
Yeah, not a problem. Absolutely. Yeah, RST is the scale for readability, strength, and tone. So on a for readability on a scale of 1 to 5, from unreadable to perfectly readable, I would scale that. I mean, this is all kind of just from our own ears, but you are perfectly readable. The strength is on a scale of 1 to 9, from faint to extremely strong. I would think that's a pretty extremely strong signal. And tone, again, 1 to 9, from extremely rough hissing noise note to purest DC note. You know, I can't discern on any of that, but essentially, it's basically readable. So this is the Wikipedia article I'm reading on RST, readability, strength, and tone. This is K1DBC. FPI, if you have any other follow-up on that or any other questions, go ahead.
Yes, it's KF0FPI. My comment was I want to second Fred's motion on Jim's job last week on doing the net. I don't know if that was improv or it was an emergency, but I think Jim did a great job. And the other thing, I, for Christmas, got a ARRL handbook, the 6-volume book set, and I tried to get my wife to sit down and read it with me that evening on Christmas, and she kind of didn't want anything to do with that. KF0FPI, back to Net.
Some sultry reading for the couples. Yeah,
comment.
Absolutely. All right, KF0FPI, Ron. Yeah, great question there to begin with. Yeah, great information. ARL Handbook 2021, the 6-volume book set. Yeah, very cool information there. Yeah. I can't imagine why she wouldn't want to sit there and read that with you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, this stuff can be a little bit dry at times, but there's definitely a lot of romance in it, and there's definitely a lot of sexiness into it. I think, at least in some parts. But the A0JK Fred, go ahead.
Yes, not her kind of recipes. just electronic and ham radio recipes there. So that was a good one there. And also that new handbook that's broken down into several books into a packet is great too, to where you can just take out a section there of interest there, and great for bedtime reading, even if you can't get your XYL to read to you. I love that one. AA0JK, back to net control.
All right, AA0JK, Fred, this is K1DVC. Absolutely, no problem. Yeah, yeah, we definitely just have different interests, some of us, and yeah, definitely different things. But we can convince other people to come into this and get them into the fold, and there is a way to do that. But right now, with how it is, it's just it's really geeky and nerdy stuff, and we love that, But yeah, so. Yeah, don't ever hesitate to try to get your significant others or your loved ones into this hobby or whatnot, and your family, because it's there's, as we've talked about, there's many tendrils of this hobby, and it may seem a little bit geeky at first, but I think a lot of people really would love it if they really understood the different aspects of it. So really cool stuff there, Fred and FBI. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We are nearing the end of the net, in about 5 to 10 minutes or so here. Not a hard stop, but I can try to bring up a couple things maybe. But with that, I'll throw it out to the Learning Net here. Does anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I guess I can pass a couple of things here, and I'll bring it back up to the net, and then we can try to close things out here. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Just to plug my YouTube, not that I don't do it enough already, but I recently put out a video, just a new series potentially, Let's Investigate, and this is for the 555 IC timer. So if you have any interest in learning about integrated circuit programming or getting into these, definitely don't hesitate to check that out. I didn't have the equipment to do that, to do what I was wanting to do. Some virtual breadboarding simulation, as well as some real breadboarding. So I'm going to try to bring it back up in the next weekend, maybe. Just a nice casual Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon type thing. But just making some breadboarding simulations and things like that with a 555 timer. So if you have any interest, don't hesitate to check that out. That was kind of inspired by the 555 timer contest. If you have any interest, over on hackaday.com, great blog to read, dated December 1st. Excuse me, you can kind of read a little bit about the history of the timer. Back in 1971, Hans Kamen-Zien combined 2310 transistors, 16 resistors, and 2 diodes, and changed the world forever. Core to the concept of automation is timing, and this chip is a near universal timing mechanism that was cheap and reliable. Designers can use a 555 along with just a few passive components to configure how its output works. I'm going to try to maybe submit something to the contest, but it's more or less just a way for me to kind of dive into the basics of electronics before microcontrollers, Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, things like that. So a lot of things you can do with a Raspberry Pi or Arduino, you can very similarly do with a 555 timer. So yeah, check that out. This is K1DBC Net Control. I don't have... Maybe I can bring something up here, but I'll throw it back out to the day. Anybody else, any other comments, questions, check-ins, please call now. you guys have anything else, let me know. Let's see. This is K1WC Net Control. This probably can be a whole conversation of its own, but just quickly, I was reading a question over on reddit.com/r/amateur radio.
W0TX repeater.
Maybe this is something we can bring up in the future, but question was, why do transceivers still require DC power? A lot of the reasons given here is many hams use alternate power arrangements, battery banks to stay on during emergencies when AC power isn't available. There's AC to DC inverters, but they're not as efficient as running 13.8 volts DC directly to radio. Another comment here is mostly because radios were built to be put in vehicles which run on 13 volts. Also helps a lot not have to the most notorious noisemaker. Most radios can be powered off a battery directly. Radio runs on DC whether it has an internal or external power supply. So, just a really interesting question. Why do transceivers still require DC power? So, this is probably something we'll dig into maybe on the next Learning Net or in the future. But pretty interesting question there. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. It's I think people are kind of just focused on the holiday seasons a little bit and just kind of taking a break, and hopefully people are doing well, and definitely just try to do the things that make you happy and enjoy life. Get out there in the world if you want, and do parks on the air, summits on the air. There's a lot of opportunities out there. You don't have to buy the most expensive radios, expensive equipment. There's a lot of this is the journey, and often not the destination. So, I can babble on, I'm sure, for a bit more. But this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net here. Anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for the net this evening? Please call now.
JK.
Yeah, AA0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Just wanted to pass along that if anyone out there has any questions, comments, concerns, ham radio related, that you would like to ask or clarify, not that necessarily have the answer at hand at the moment, but you can contact us at Elmer at W0TX.org. That's Elmer at W0TX.org. Or you can just jump on the frequency here and that we're using here this evening. And we have folks that are usually monitoring this pretty much 24/7. And I know I try to keep mine on. So if you have any questions or just want to chat, give us a call or drop us a line there at Elmer at W0TX.org. AA0JK, back to Net Control. And thanks, everybody. We had a great turnout this evening.
All right, thanks there, Fred. As always, Elmer at W0TX.org. Thank you so much for monitoring that email address for as many years as I'm sure as possible. I have no idea. So, as mentioned, we are a family, and, don't ever hesitate to jump in on the air. Our repeaters are quite underutilized, I'm guessing. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out. We're here to talk about radios, about electronics, about personal stuff, whatever you got to do, whatever you want to discuss. I'm more than happy to help you through your life. So this is one of the original social media platforms. We don't have to talk about the technology always itself. We're more than happy to discuss any personal things, and we're always more than happy to help as much as we can. So it's been great being a part of this club for a few years now. I'm so happy to been able to run this net, and so happy that people are starting to jump in, and really glad to hear TRP last week. Really awesome to hear that. So thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support for this net. This is all nonprofit. We are kind of all volunteers doing this of our own volition, and because we enjoy the hobby and we enjoy what we're doing here. So thanks again so much, everyone, for being here through this net. This is K1DBC Net Control.
S.t.e.m. comment.
Yeah, KE0SUM. Jonathan, go ahead.
Well, one thing that's been brought to my attention, which is a lot of fun, is there's a simplex net going on New Year's Eve on the 146550. And guys I've been talking to, we're just going to jump on and talk, and it's simplex. So turn your radios up and come in. And if you can't be heard, there's always people who relay during simplex. It's just a lot of fun and another way to explore ham radio. KE0SUM, back to net.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control, KE0SUM. Jonathan, great information there, 146.550. Looks like that's a RMRL repeater. Yes, Simplex Net looks like it'll be a New Year's evening. So yeah, check that out if you kind of just want to hang out and socialize. That's a great place to do so. Yeah, ham radio. We don't have to be so stiff. It's super casual it can be, and don't hesitate to definitely enjoy yourself, and check into the net 146.550 and they'll relay. So I'll have to check that out for New Year's. So much thank you so much, Jonathan. K0SUM.
The only correction is it's not a net, it's just a bunch of hams playing simplex.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, not a net, even more casual. Just playing simplex and just being on the radio and enjoying yourself. So, yeah, great excuse just to be on the air during New Year's Eve, 146.550. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I don't think I have much else for this evening, so I'll throw it out for one final call. Any other last-minute check-ins, comments, questions, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now.
FPI question.
Yeah, KF0 FPI. Ron, go ahead.
Jerome, you brought up that web page that talked about signal quality and strength and stuff. What was that one?
There's probably a better article, but it's actually just on Wikipedia, surprisingly. Just Wikipedia, it's r-s-t_system. If you Google RST system and Wikipedia, you should be able to find that. So it's just the Wikipedia entry for RST system.
All right, very good. Thank you, Jerome. Back to net.
All right, K1. This is K1DBC Net Control, KF0 FPI. Ron, yeah, not a problem. It's interesting. We're able to put some sort of system to. It is quantitative assessments. It's all up to the discerner of the ear. But yeah, it's nice to have some sort of system to be able to kind of quantify the different aspects of a transmission. So yeah, very, very cool.
W0TX repeater.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. One final call. Anything else? Anybody else? Any comments, questions, comments for the net? Please call now. Comments? How many comments? All right. Have we had enough for the evening here? All right. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Again, happy holidays to everyone. Happy New Year's. More info on our club, W0TX.org. You know, and I just thought of something that I mentioned on the Sunday Night Net that I completely forgot to do here. So I'll do this for the next week's net. So keep out for this, actually. Next week net, what I'm going to try to do is try to take check-ins via our DMR Brandmeister talk group. Not necessarily via the repeater, but the talk group. Sorry for this little late note here. If you have a DMR Brandmeister radio and you have a DMR hotspot, and you have it programmed for our talk group 31088, what we're going to try to do is take check-ins via there. Essentially, you'll just key up that talk group. I will see your call sign and check you in. So completely forgot about that for this evening. We'll try to do that for next week. Just a nice, easy way for call signs to come in. I immediately see your call sign, your name, a bunch of information. So sorry for forgetting that this evening. I just remembered that. But let me drop here and we'll wrap things up. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I definitely appreciate everyone being here. Next meeting, January 19th, 7 p.m. Not yet mentioned what top is going to be. Let's see. We had a total of 19 check-ins this evening. We really appreciate everyone checking in, and especially appreciate our Elmers and the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use our repeaters. Again, this is K1DBC Net Control. This is a very casual conversation about ham radio, s.t.e.m, etc. You're more than welcome to jump in at any given time to act as net control. Again, you can contact us, Elmer at W0TX.org, DRC Learning Net @gmail.com. Over on YouTube.com, you can find us by searching our club's call sign, W0TX. Yeah, definitely appreciate everyone being here. And let's see, it will be next week, will be our next Learning Net. So please join us next Wednesday, 1930 hours, 7:30 p.m. for the next Learning Net. This is K1DBC Net Control. Please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Again, happy holidays, happy New Year. Thanks again for everyone for your continued efforts for this club and for this hobby. It's really, really appreciated, and hopefully we can have a, I don't want to say better because this, hopefully we can have a better New Year's from this year. So with that, this is K1DBC Net Control 7-3 to everyone. Have a great evening, and I will be clear. All right. Again, everyone, thanks for checking things out on here. I'll show what Fred was asking.
73 AA0JK.
All right. I don't have that set up correctly, so I can't really hear anything there. But thanks again, everyone, for continuing to check out my YouTube.
Again.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yep.
AA0JK.
So, yeah, I don't have much more else this evening. Hopefully in the new year, we'll be able to migrate this over to the official W0TX YouTube, and we'll see. We may drag this club kicking and screaming into the 21st century. So, yeah, again, thanks, everyone, and you'll have a good evening.
NBC Television.